to get in the flip on Combot. We're going to go the way.
Oh my God! That's gonna hurt! Grab the milk, Kenny!
Welcome to the Combot Collective.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Combot Collective, bringing everything you want to know from the world of robot combat, from battle bots to the live circuit, from heavyweight class to the flyweight class, as we got some Norwalk Havoc news for you, as we are just a few days away from Norwalk Havoc's 2-day July festival, with over 100 robots competing in 4 different weight classes, fighting for 3 golden dumpsters and 12 slots for that Norwalk December finals at the end of the year. We've already seen quite a few big names already confirm themselves for this event, such as the small but stacked 30-pound class. We already have the much discussed depth charge looking to wreak more havoc, and New York's top team, Bots FC, coming with Knockoff White, who is coming back after a brief hiatus, a shuffling Hammerbot, who is looking to put together a shatter level performance with Adam Wrigley at the wheel. In the 12-pound class, everyone's favorite burger, Bugsby, has returning, along with Bugsby's favorite meal, blue cheese, which has somehow pieced itself together since the Food Fight Rumble back at NHRL May. And speaking of the 12-pound NHRL May event, YOB GNOL, the winner of that event, is back to defend its monthly title, along with Crashfest back to defend the 3-pound monthly title from the May event. Other robots appearing in that 3-pound class are machines like Blackbird, Caldera, Shredded Bro, Eruption, and numerous machines which weren't eligible to compete in the NHRL May event due to the stipulations and are itching to compete yet again. Today though isn't about those robots, it is about one nation who, after skipping May, is back in a stronger force than ever at NHRL. The nation of Brazil is back at Norwalk Havoc, as Team AGVS is back after running roughshod through the event in April, and they did not come alone, as they are now joined by RioBotz, who have joined in the final weeks of the event, signing up, and they have none other than Captain Marco Meggiolaro at the wheel, driving for all 3 main combat classes. The team swept the championships at India's biggest event, IIT Tech Fest, back in April, and of course also in April placed top 8 at BattleBots 2021. Now as for the robots they're bringing in the 3-pound class, they will be bringing Minotaur, and now RioBotz is known for their circular or brick style robots like Touro or Minotaur. That being said, Minotaur was certainly proven. It has been competing since all the way back in 2006 and even won a RoboGames gold medal in its very first appearance. Minotaur has a round 1 bye and will be facing the winner of Radix and Revolver, 2 rookie horizontal spinners who very well may be wishing to just take a run in the elimination bracket instead of facing Touro. In the 12-pound hobbyweight class, the Bulls of Brazil are bringing Touro Jr., a hobbyized version of their original drum bot Touro. Touro Jr. is actually not RioBotz's first hobbyweight and is actually the 3rd robot in the team's hobbyweight lineage, and Touro Jr. is actually based off the team's prior hobbyweight Torino, which is a former Brazilian event champion. Solarplex, we recently saw at the NHRL May tournament earlier in the year, will be the first robot taking on Touro Jr. in its NHRL debut. And while Solarplex had a respectable but mediocre performance during the NHRL May event, if it can somehow muster a win against Touro Jr. here, it will be taking on more momentum than it has ever had in its career. But it's going to be a tough task to take on with RioBotz and Marco Meggiolaro at the wheel. And lastly, here in the 30-pound class, we have the robot that helped RioBotz sweep the IIT Tech Fest Championship podium, none other than Touro Feather. Of course, like we said in an earlier TCC recap, we saw Touro Feather go to IIT Tech Fest in India and take out some of the country's top teams like Team Xenon and Blanca Bots to go undefeated and win the event championship. Here they are set to take on a challenge of familiar teams like Bots FC and Team Overboard, 2 teams which they have faced in BattleBots before. And speaking of the latter, Depth Charge may very well be Touro Feather's first ever match in NHRL Arena, and oh my goodness, what a match that would be. Alternatively, no pun intended, Touro Feather's first opponent might also be alternate side, coming from Chris from the Behind the Bots team. This is a brand new crazy robot just like his prior robot Darkside. It is a 2-wheel drive flamethrower, kind of similar to the vein of Robot Wars' Stinger, but instead of those big wheels, it has 2 big street sweeper bristles as his wheels. We have the picture right here. It's going to be insane to see in action. I don't know how to describe it. We're just going to have to see it in person. We're going to be talking all about it during the weekend. But that would also produce quite an exciting round 2 matchup. Touro Feather taking on alternate side. What a run alternate side would have to go through going through those two robots to start off its 30-pound run. So that's what RioBotz is bringing to the table at NHRL. But like I said at the top of the video, Team AGVS is also going to be present at this event. The same group that absolutely ran through some of the best teams during NHRL April, coming back yet again with some of their fan favorites like Sombra and Wasabi, both of whom have already qualified for the December finals in their respective weight classes. AGVS though is not stopping there, as while both Sombras and Wasabi are back, Aloko, the robot that had such a great match against Polywog, is sadly not present, and instead will be replaced by another two-wheel drive drum bot from AGVS and Twin Beasts. AGVS actually had their own Beetleweight challenge back during last month. 16 amazing robots from Brazil competed in it, and the top two in that class were none other than AVGS's own Sombra and Twin Beasts. Both those robots absolutely dominating the competition, showing their worth there and hoping to keep the momentum going forward into Norwalk here, as the latter of these robots are making their USA debut. Going to be super exciting to see those robots compete. So in total, between the two forces of RioBotz and AGVS, South America and Brazil are bringing 7 robots to Norwalk Havoc in July, with only 2 of them already qualifying for the 2022 finals in December. Given how small the 12-pound and 30-pound classes are this month, I would genuinely be shocked to see Touro Feather and Touro Jr. miss the top 3, and especially miss making the 2022 finals, even with the stacked field waiting for them. But as for the new 3-pounders from Brazil, Touro Mini and Twin Beasts, the former of which being a fairly old robot, you know, it's a stacked bracket, tons of robots in it, so it's definitely going to be a bit of a challenge, even for accomplished robots with a lot of background like they have. But we do know that they do have fairly early brackets that are going to be fairly easy. You know, they're taking on unproven brackets after getting a round 1 bye, so they'll get a little depth, you know, in the winner's bracket before they potentially go into the elimination bracket, if they do. But eventually they will have to take on some adversity though and meet up against some of those NHRL regulars, much like Blackbird, a robot that took on a couple of those AGVS robots during their last meeting. Well, that's going to do it here for the Combot Collective. Like I said in our recent Robotica video, we are going to be going live on July 16th and 17th. Here on this YouTube channel, we're going to be doing our first stream at 8 a.m. We're going to be doing our last stream late at night. Couple 30-minute streams pepper in between. It's going to be called Amidst the Havoc, and we're going to be doing live reactions, live discussions, and live interviews with teams competing at Norwalk Havoc, MRCA Iowa, Robotica, and Midway Rapture in the UK. I'm going to be joined by Sefi Tester. He's a guy that we've had at After the Havoc before, and we might even be joined by one of the TCC team members in Freeze. We're going to see what his status is. This is going to be really exciting. You're not going to want to miss Amidst the Havoc. Catch us here this weekend. We're going to be talking all about Norwalk Havoc in July, and be sure to catch Norwalk Havoc in July. This is a 2-day event, and this is one of the biggest American events this year that's not going to have a heavyweight in it, so this is going to be awesome. Watch out for it, and watch out for all the other events that are going to be happening this weekend that we're going to be covering. But this has been TCC News, the last NHRL news before the big July event. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me, Sterling Brown, on Instagram at SterlingTXTG, and in my future podcast, PhD in BS. And you can follow the Combot Collective here on YouTube by giving us a comment, a like, and a subscription. We love all your support, and by following us on social media. Follow our Instagram, follow our Facebook, and join our Discord server. That's where all of our videos get posted first. This has been the Combot Collective with another NHRL news video. Thank you so much for watching.
This was the Combot Collective. Find us on Instagram and Discord.